Hello. Let's come back for a little tarot reading today. Welcome back, everybody. So I'm going to, as of right now, this is what I feel like doing: the Tattoo Tarot, the Gold Foil Tarot, the Crow Tarot, and the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Okay, there's the crow. There's the crow. Okay, so I don't care if you can see me shuffling or not. If you think I'm trying to trick you, you're wasting my time and yours. Okay, I'm just doing this because it's fun for me, and I think it provides everybody like a little break from the stupid world that we live in of not fun stuff. All right. So go ahead and be a little childish and be a little skeptical and do something different because we need a break. And I would rather have you watching this and thinking that what I'm saying is nonsense than like watching the news and thinking that it's true. Okay. I'd rather occupy that space with you. All right. There's like a bunch of stuff that wanted to fall out there. So I'm going to grab that and let's just get a little more. Okay, this, and let's see what's at the bottom. 5 of Wands. All right. This means a little ego battling about creative ideas. So it's just like so childish. It's very childish type of stuff. Okay. Do you feel like that's going on in your world today? Let's see. Oh, this is nice. You're getting a tower to help you out with that, right? And maybe that's why that feels that way. Let's keep going through. 3 of Wands. All right, we'll talk about the meanings, and we'll see like what the story pulls together. 3 of Wands is watching your ships come in of what you what you know is meant for you. 3 of Pentacles is building what's meant for you with other people around you. The Knave of Swords is the Page of Swords, and that's like a child who don't know no better than to just speak what he thinks is true. All right. And then like you get resistance up against that, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, then you got the fucking Queen of Swords. So, all right. Okay. Okay. But this one doesn't look like a today, she does not feel like a good queen. It's almost like there is this spiteful woman who might have been your counterpart at one point, like a partner or something like that, who is like, I'm gonna fuck you up, right? Because like I am bigger and better than you. Look at me. Look at how much more powerful I am than you. You're just a stupid little boy who doesn't know how to use his words and thoughts. Okay. So it's like, I don't care what this means to you, if you're a boy or a girl or whatever. I'm just saying that this is what is going on. It's like, he doesn't have to look back at her. As a matter of fact, look, he's like, I'm looking here, not back at you. Okay. I don't care that you think you're older than me and more powerful. He's like, this sword of truth, this true word was given to me by God. Okay. So you go ahead and do all your little vicious, like, defensive attacking, right? And that's what this is kind of like. This 5 of Wands, if that's the overarching theme of this thing, it's like somebody is trying to battle with you, saying like, what you're doing is wrong right now, and what I'm telling you is better, even though it's Wands, which is more about like creativity. It's almost like there's a lack of ability to move forward in creativity because instead of somebody like using the sword of truth to move forward in what their purpose is, they're using a sword in defensiveness instead of just like cutting through the bullshit. They're trying to like cut you down. They're trying to cut you down in your thoughts. Okay. The 2 of Swords was under the 5 of Wands, but I'm not going to go getting all deep into that. All right. So it doesn't matter. Bang, right? This is what happened. This tower is the whole reason why like this little battle is going on, okay? So the tower collapsed because there was an abuse of power going on between these two people. And it was like this person was trying to disempower this person, period. This person is like a king, okay? And because of their royal standing in the land of energy, God was like, all right, okay. Obviously this bitch can't like understand the truth of what's going on. So I'm just going to crumble that tower for you. It's going to feel like it sucks, but honestly, because you don't have to be stuck in that tower anymore, my son, my child, it's like this is God's child. It doesn't matter what age they are. It's not that they are childish or immature. This person is, okay? This is God's child. And he's like, don't worry. Like, I'm helping you to fall out of the castle so that you can take the path that I have set for you. All right. You are a king. look to the crown and I will show you the way to get there. And then it's like the Three of Wands, you've seen. It's like the wands take time to grow because they are actual like branches of creativity, right? In traditional tarot, they are branches of creativity. But even if you think about it as a magic wand and somebody's waving a magic wand and creating a spell, it's like only in Harry Potter does that thing happen instantly. In real life, people are doing spell work all the time. I'm going to keep bringing it back into like the easiness of what the real world is, like the simplicity of what's going on in the real world, so that you can see what's really going on. And I can show you to say, like, look back in your past to see if what I'm saying is true. Prove me wrong. Please, please, please. I like, nothing makes me happier than if somebody can prove me wrong. Okay. I love it. Because then I get to learn from you. All right. So anyway, this Three of Wands is knowing that the ship is coming in, the creativity, the source of, let's just say, that you are supposed to build a business with somebody, but they are on some sort of form of transportation coming towards you, whether it's that they have to move locations and you have no idea what's going on in their life right now, or it's that they are just like, it's a literal friend that you have coming to visit you and you know that they're taking a trip towards you. It doesn't matter. It's that you know that there is something inspiring coming in towards you. And that is what it, like, this takes time to bring this into the physical world. Okay. So you don't get money instantaneously. If somebody is like trying to do witchcraft or something, the outcome is it's never immediate, and it's never reciprocal in the way that they're going to expect it to be. Right. So just know something is on the way to you. You already do know it. You already do know it. And it's to build businesses and like things upon this earth. Stop thinking in forms of like, okay, well, then I have to write a business plan. It's like, no, 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 no. We are in divine timing. I don't even like this girl. Normally I love her. I don't like her today. So I am like shuffling this back up. We got to get out of this energy and we're going to go move on into the next space. Okay. I am going to pause it. Just hold. Okay, we're moving on to the gold foil. All right. So I've said this many, many times. I think of this as the card of the mind, because gold can be created in the mind, but if you don't bring it outside of the mind, then it just sort of like rots and doesn't do the value stays all up here. All right. And I split it on the Lovers and, well, Strength, but I knew that that was at the bottom. So, but who cares if I knew it or not? Let's just say that the message is that there's strength with a lover. All right. And traditional tarot says that the Lover's card is not really a card of like just straight up relationship and ease of relationship and all this other stuff. It's more about a inner union with yourself, like yourself and God within you. So once you achieve that union, holy moly, holy moly. Okay. These ones wanted to come out kind of sideways. Okay. Let me just see what we got here. Oh, okay. I felt like this didn't want to come out, but it wanted to be seen. So talk about inner union, the Four of Wands and the Lovers and all these other things that we're seeing. Four of Wands is considered the 1111 card for twin flames, if you're all into that stuff, which I am just like so over it and sick of it. But it means foundational support and union between two people. It's like marriage, okay? And then at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles. And that's finally this equal give and take in the physical realm, right? It's like because you've spent so much time in your own mind just trying to figure out how to do well for others, while not being selfish, while not only being self-serving. It's like the scales of balance have been working in your favor, so that things have been out of balance in your life for a long time, but it's coming in. It's coming in now, but you have to realize what balance looks like in the spirit world. Okay. Is that I'm going to keep reading the book of Job, because it's like, in the book, they say that everything, in the Bible, they say that everything that was taken from Job was returned like double, twofold. And so if you think about that on energetic terms, if you think of everything that everybody took from you, or every bad thought that somebody had about you, to try to like take away power from you and make you feel less than yourself, those things they don't have matter per se, like physical matter in the real world, but they have energy nonetheless. They have a frequency and they're doing something. They are doing something. So guess what happens for all that stuff that people have done against you as a child of God? We are all children of God. But when you have a child, you have to like reward people for, or you reward your children for what they do well. And then you have to pull back. It's not about punishing children for what they do wrong, but it's about allowing their own consequences, allowing them to feel their own consequences for making bad choices. That is the only thing that teaches growth, okay? It teaches a self-shame, like an inner shame, but you do not have the right to shame somebody to teach them a lesson, okay? We do it all the time, though. It's like we still do it. It's just that you don't have to because it doesn't feel good to you because then you feel like, oh, I feel bad that I did that. Now I feel like I have to apologize, but I'm not apologizing because I wasn't wrong and whatever. I just saw 11:01 on the timer. 111 is like just a highly spiritual, supportive number. Okay. So they always call that clearing the throat chakra. I call it like, the consequence of smoking for 30 years, but it's not so bad. Not for me. So anyway, um, what I was saying about like I see everything as like math and science. All right. So if you think about in the story of Job, they talk about like how many head of cattle he lost, how many children he lost, how many, all these different things, the donkeys and this and that. And then when he gets it returned to him, then they just like multiply that by 2, right? But I need you to think in spiritual quantum terms of every little negative thing that somebody directed towards you gets multiplied by 2. So when it comes back into you twofold, it's like it can shower down on you like a waterfall. What is up? There's I don't know if you see those movement things. I'm like looking to see if it's just pieces of dust, but I'm not seeing it here. I'm only seeing it on the screen. So anyway, go ahead. You want to take that as spiritual confirmation of what I'm talking about? You get this like abundance of like you have no idea how many ways people have wronged you. So when it comes back twofold, do not say like, "Oh, I don't deserve this." Let it shower down upon you, okay? Let it rain upon you like a wave upon the sand. Is that how the words go? It's like from Pocahontas, from Grandmother Willow. All right. Okay. Let's just keep moving forward. I just like when things come through my mind, I just want to express them because I was just reading the book The Way of Integrity, and they're talking about like how silence can be a lie. And that's the thing is like you have to know when to speak and when not to speak. But if I don't speak every little thing that comes through my mind, it feels like some sort of hiding, like I'm hiding some of the truth for you because I realize how spirit works and how spirit speaks. I just saw a crow fly out in a tree outside. But anyway, so I don't want to take away from any little spiritual blessing that might be this little golden glitter to make you feel better during the day. It might be something that's meaningful to you. Like, do you remember Pocahontas? Do you love willow trees? Is that significant somehow? A wave upon the sand. There's all these little things of like spirit speaking through. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. We got a King of Wands, we have the Fool, we have the Two of Swords, and we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, okay, all right. So, all right, let's talk about this. The King of Wands is telling you what to do. Okay, it's telling you what to do. It's saying that like you are going to be me someday, but this is where we start out. It's the Fool. It's the Fool's journey. And the Fool starts out as this like, as a matter of fact, I drew a picture of what I think a Fool card should be because now every time I get ideas, I'm trying to like write them down instead of talk about or think about what I'm going to do. But it's in a concept of like, if I were going to develop my own tarot deck, or if I just want to develop paintings that are authentic to me that I'm not going to like struggle with and be like, what do I paint next? Or what do I do next? Then I just go with them now. And so I had this concept of what my Fool card would look like. So I won't tell you what that is. I'm just going to like do my thing and see what it becomes of it. But doesn't this person, like what they're doing is they're kind of stepping off of a ledge into the unknown. Okay. And so if you're looking at this person, you're like, they're dumb. I would never do that. Okay. It's like That's exactly the point. You're supposed to go through life doing this kind of stuff because it doesn't matter how embarrassed you get. You're only doing things because God is the one telling you to do that, or call it whatever you want. Your animator, your heart, your spirit, the universe, call it whatever you want. But that's what the Fool is. There's just another bird that passed by the window. So really what's going on is that this guy is like, I am you, you are me. I'm calling to you. I'm telling you what to do. So just follow my guidance like this, okay? Because this is normally what happens. There's all this indecision and you don't know what is going to make you look best in the real world. But when you have good ideas, people like to disempower you and steal them from you anyway. So don't worry about it. They're looking back like, did they notice that I took their ideas? And it's like, oh no, you didn't notice because you had your blindfold on and you didn't really know what the path was. So you finally are starting to listen to the king within you of creative ideas. This is like your inner entrepreneur and you're just going with it, okay? Because this dude, who do you want to be in cahoots with? This man or this fool, right? This looks like what we would call a fool. It's like, it's a thief. It's somebody who's always looking over their shoulder. Okay. And look at what's left. The Two of Swords, right? That was like your kind of like indecision. It's like, it doesn't matter. He's got 5 swords. He's leading himself into self-sabotage. You're kind of sticking here with the 2 swords because you don't really know where else to go. You were waiting for the insight that was given to you by him so that you can do this and feel completely confident in it. Because if you look back at like the previous part of the reading, the tower came and fell for you, not because of you. And that's for this. Holy shit, look at this. Right under this, we had the 5 of Wands. All right. So the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. All right. We had the 6 of Pentacles. Now we have the 5 of Wands, which was what was pulled up as the overarching theme in the last deck. And then we have the 4. All right. So we have 6, 5, 4. And this is like, here's equal give and take. Here is battle, the childish battle. And here is somebody holding on to what they have because they don't have trust in something greater than themselves. So do you see the descending numbers? It's like, this was for us, right? Then you got somebody else stuck in battle and you got somebody else stuck. They're not even willing to battle because they're just like holding on to some shit. They're not even willing to go to battle for it. Okay. So don't worry. We are in the 6s and that is good luck. Okay. Now these were the cards that kind of like fell on their side. So I don't know if they're like turning in the upright or you're like having a hard time believing in them. They're not arriving yet, but we've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the 7 of Cups, the Knight of Wands. All right. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So these are like, you have this idea, right? Okay. We've got the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So those come in order. Like from this guy, this is like a child. And then this is when that child gets a little bit older. It's like, oh, look at this shiny coin. I want to bring it to somebody who deserves it. And so then they start their journey. They've been like holding on to the coin through their childhood. And then they're like, I can ride a horse now. I'm like in my 20s. I have an idea of where I want to go. But I can only like sense it out on the path, like in front of me. Like I can only, okay, the horse is standing in water. Okay. It's got, oh, no, I'm sorry. Hang on. I thought this was water. It's grass. A lot of times there's a symbolism of like water, grass, land, all these different things. But this is very grounded because the pentacle is grounded. This horse does not look like it's moving. And that's because it's like, it can only move with its physical environment around it. So sometimes it has to wait for things to shift or wait for other people to get out of the way or whatever. But the benefit of this is that it's stable and that the coin doesn't get shaken from this knight's hand because he's been holding it since childhood, okay? And he's bringing it to the person who deserves it. And that's kind of like, if this is the overarching thing, it's that like this dude is like pouring out the coin to the people who deserve it. But in order to kind of like figure out, we are always worried about like, how are we going to make money? And so we place money and physical things over our emotional abundance. So we get into this sort of like turmoil with the 7 of Cups of like, I am so unemotionally fulfilled or emotionally unfulfilled that I'm like this is me all the time, right? It's like there's so many things that I love to do and want to do that I'm just like looking at all the things and trying to figure out how do I do them all. Well, okay, so let's say there's 7 cups, there's 7 days in a week. So what if I were to plan out my schedule of doing one passionate thing each day and only working on it that day of the week? Okay, so it might not seem like enough in my brain of like, well, how long is it going to take you to finish a painting if you only work on it every Monday? It's like, well, probably way less time than if I only work on it every time that I'm inspired to, and then I like cram in this work for the period of time that I'm inspired to, and then I get a point where I have to like let the painting dry, or I don't know where to go next with it. It's like, okay, if I show up every Monday for it, then it at least I'm working on it because I have so many different things in my environment that emotionally fulfill me, but they completely don't fulfill me if I'm not working on those things. Okay. So it's like there's benefit in establishing yourself onto a schedule so that you have emotional fulfillment. It's not about the coin. It's not about the coin because it leads to the coin. When you dedicate yourself to your emotions on a regular basis, you don't have to say, well, on Monday, I'm going to feel sorrow. And on Tuesday, I'm going to feel gratitude. It's not about that. It's about giving yourself space for emotional fulfillment so that it allows you to explore your emotions and like how they show up differently when you put them to work for you. Okay. So you don't just work on a painting every time you feel happy. It's that you work on a painting no matter what your feelings are. And then you let those emotions fuel that creative fulfillment of an emotional fulfillment. Okay. And then it gives you this sense of like, you might have creative endeavor that ends up only being fueled by happiness because every time you sit down to do that thing, it's always happy, right? So it might have this very simple, innocent like joy about it, but you might have a creative endeavor that is fueled by insecurity, happiness, gratitude, sorrow, all these things, all these complex emotions that have these very complex frequencies to them, and that then they draw in a much higher value because the experience that somebody receives from that is so much richer because you put in this very deep emotional experience into it. Like, think about watching a movie that can draw on so many different emotions for you. When something can make you cry in an instant just by a music note or a word, like somebody else's creative thing that they made, and they can make you cry, don't you get pissed off at that person for being able to like break you down in such a quick moment? And I'm not talking about in a bad way. I'm talking about that there's so many people around you that should be able to speak to your heart. And I'm looking at like this heart that I have. It's like a little statue thing that I have. That little thing, the feeling that it gives to all of my family when we look at that, when we think about where we found it and why we found it, it was because we had another heart statue that we thought was gone. And it's because it became such a regular part of our environment on my little ancestor altar that like some of us in the family thought that we didn't have it anymore. And then one of my other kids was saying like, no, it's there. It's been there the whole time. What are you talking about? But we had already bought that one instead. So now we have 2 hearts, right? But it's those symbols. This is symbolism that remind us of this huge, expansive memory that happened and all the memories that happened from just having that symbol in our home. Okay, so I'm not going to rush through the things that I feel like want to speak through me, but I just want to make sure that we stick to something and that we get an understanding about it before I just like brush it off because I feel like I spent too much time on it. So I just want you to see, like, this has been coming towards you. And I do believe it's coming from partnership. Okay. Somebody who is a wise partner that has been forming who they are for a long time. And it was so they could meet you in the space that you could meet them in. All right. And that is all aligned by God. Okay. Your animator, your soul, your whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it's called. It's like, oh, man, the Knight of Wands. It's like, a passionate energy. And there is what looks like pyramids in the background. It's not really, it's like sand dunes. But I don't know, that just speaks to me. That speaks to me because I have like this real attachment to like Egypt and the desert and things like that. But there's also like salamanders on the coat. There's so much significance in this, right? It's like yellow is symbolic. If you look right behind me where I'm pointing, that's yellow is the solar plexus chakra, and that centers around the stomach, right? If you think about like a lion and like a sunshine, that is your stomach energy. And that's really when you're feeling nervous in your stomach, think about like the uncertainty in a lion. Think about a lion being uncertain in the sunlight, like when it has to be out and about and capturing its prey or whatever. It's like you are not going to get very far in life if you're the lion and you're scared, all right? So when your stomach feels sick about something, it doesn't matter. You need to move forward in that so that you can calm your stomach, and then you get this surge of self-assuredness once you go out and do the thing. Okay. And that's what this symbolizes to me. It's like the yellow cape of this, it's like putting on this cape of not self-righteousness, self-confidence. That is the word. So the stomach, the solar plexus, that's where your self-confidence lies. But you also have neurons in your digestive tract, right? Like in your gut. You have as many brain cells as in the brain of a cat or a dog. You have as many neurons as the brain of a cat or dog in your gut. Did you know that? Okay. Because you do. And that's why you think with your stomach, with your gut. We all know this gut intuition, gut instincts, all these different things. And then the salamanders, I think they just represent this concept of like what I'm thinking about right now is that they like breathe through their skin. They live on land, but also in water, you know? So there's this essence of like being able to survive in every element. But if they're just like out in the hot sun, I think that they would just like fry, you know? So it's not about that. It's about that they are comfortable in their confidence, this like yellow, right? And the red symbolizes it's like fire, it's foundational stability. If you look at that red right there, that's the root chakra. And that would be like if you are sitting on the ground, the point at which your body touches the ground, which is like it's not so much your butt, it's like the base of your spine, okay? It's almost like an upside down funnel. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that I have to teach you about, things that I have learned throughout time. Um, just mainly because I've been in so many different genres of life and careers and things like that. So what that has done has provided a ton of instability for my life, but it's provided a ton of stability in what I know because I have seen similarities in everything um, that I have experienced and everything that I observe. There's so many similarities, and I'm going to show you those things so you can either prove me wrong or find some stability and some security in the things that I have known. And because I'm like still living in poverty, and you can watch me go through this step, like this stairway to heaven, if you want to call it that. Okay. It's not my doing. It's not that I am special. It's that I have a purpose, the same as you do. And if I am not serving my purpose, I am ungrateful for the things that I see and that I can do that other people can't as easily. Okay. I have to be grateful for the way that God made me. And that the only way you can do that is by stepping into your purpose. All right. So let's move on to another deck. Hold up. All right. Now we're moving on to my black feathered angels, my crows. All right. Crow tarot. I love this one. And there are so many crazy tarot decks out there. Like I watch a lot of other readers just because I like to watch how other people transfer what they see inside of their mind into messages on the outside. And just how they do things, right? Okay. Let's see. I have the idea to do something a little bit different. I don't normally let me just see what this one is. I don't think it needs to be pulled out of the deck. Right. Actually, there's a couple where I feel like it wants to be cut. Okay. Okay. This and here. And that's funny because they're both tens. Okay. 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles. Now, I do not think that they needed to be like seen in the reading, but they did want to be seen. But at the bottom of the deck is the 4 of swords. And this is about meditation. Okay. This is about using your thoughts for good. If you want to take time to think, do it in meditation. So you're not just like scattering your thoughts all over the place in your brain and distracting yourself from what's going on in the rest of the world. Now, Queen of Wands is just what showed up on the cut. And that's like honestly, what I'm seeing here is how I was talking about the sacral chakra and it being lions in the sun. We got two lions in the sun overseen by this queen. And then we got these sunflowers, four sunflowers. Okay. So four always represents foundational stability. But what I'm seeing this as is like the queen has deemed that these two lions, which they kind of look masculine, but I kind of see it as a power couple of equal strength. And she is like, yeah, boo, like I'm blessing you guys to be together and I am protecting you with my wand. And you are growing in the sun and your sunflowers, and don't worry about all that. It's like, so if you're worried, if you're stuck in your thoughts, if you think that like people are looking in on you just to judge you and be like, oh, it doesn't seem like you're doing all the things that you say that you're going to. It's like, don't you worry, because we already, okay, it just split again to the two of wands, where like normally in the two of wands, it's the wands are separate and there's a world being held in the hand of a man who's also holding a wand. But here it's that the two crows are holding each of their wands together to hold the world um above them, right? To create this new world for themselves. There is just a very, very, very significant message that keeps coming through of like partnership, divine partnership, towers that happened to destroy the world that was not working for you. So what I feel like is that this is our message. This is what's kind of crossing it, and this is what's sort of like turning that cross. Um, all right. So let me just keep moving forward here. The Empress is all about the birth of a new thing. Okay, it's a number 3 card, and we have seen like the 3 of Pentacles in the first part of the reading. What was it? 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Wands. All right, and we saw like the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles in this reading. And this is like, I consider this a spirit deck, right? My black feathered angels are telling me what's going on right now. And it's like, there is so much emotional abundance coming in. It's like a happy family, right? And then there's so much uh, physical abundance coming in. It's like, okay, and this family is happy and gets to, they also get the blessing of financial abundance so that they can just extend their own happiness. Because even if it's just spent on the family, okay, let's say that I take my kids out to dinner tonight and I spend this money that I'm like, my brain is thinking about like, shit, it's going to cost at least like $70 for me to take the kids out for dinner, right? And if I like stop at that and think about like, well, I shouldn't do that because that would be irresponsible. It's like the only way that money can circulate into your life is if you let it out. The only way that you can take a breath in is if you let a breath out. Okay. And you have to take fresh air, not carbon dioxide. You can't breathe in what you breathed out, or else you will suffocate yourself. So I want you to understand, I'm not saying that this is what I'm doing tonight. What I'm talking about is like how in my brain I grapple with being like a responsible human and a responsible child of God, right? Moving in the way of the spirit. So it's like sometimes you have to do the thing that feels right to your heart with your money. But if it's an obsessive thought of like, I need to buy that thing because it's going to make me feel better, that is not the heart. That's the mind. Okay. That's the ego. So you have to learn to discern the difference. But what happens is that when you start to loosen up the purse strings and allow you and your family or the people important to you to enjoy these little things by spending a little cash on something that's creating this huge ripple effect in the people in the room around you. Let's say that you are at a restaurant and let's think about it in terms of me and my 4 children. Okay. And that's it. If they see us laughing and having fun together, and I dress like a teenager all the time, like I'm in a hoodie and my kids are too, it's like it makes people smile. It might make people mad, but I usually don't think so because it's not like we're like my kids are loud and obnoxious. It's that like we are having quiet conversation together where nobody is arguing. You can see the looks on our face that we're all having a good time. That is the domino effect. That is the ripple effect. Okay. So what happens is that the people in the environment around you start having like this positive effect from it. And then it like ripples out and comes back to you twofold, at least, if not tenfold. Okay. So don't worry about this. There is something being birthed. Well, it's like the oversight of the ultimate mother to be, which is the Empress. So what she is creating, this world that she's creating for you, is in perfect um protection, because you do not see the world being created. You do not see the baby. Okay. It's like she's in a perpetual state of having that creation within her where it's completely safe, and it's safe for you. You are inside of the womb of the safe space. And again, the lovers and the lovers is bringing about the Ace of Pentacles, right? It's this new, and that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like by spending money, you allow for new money to come in, except it is graced by God. It is given to you by the Holy Spirit. This is money that you cannot calculate. So you need to let go of, like, okay, you need to be responsible with your money, but you need to allow for miracles to take place. Like if somebody offers you something, but you're like, no, I don't want to take from somebody else. Like somebody else needs it more than I do. It's not about that. It's about, and it's not about whether you like it or not either. It's about this person has this thing to offer you, and their heart wants to extend something to, like, give you a hug or give you something. Okay. And that might be all that they have. But to them, they just want to give you something to show you that they care about you. And if you reject that gift, it hurts them. Okay. So just accept what people are offering you, no matter how you feel about yourself. Feel the gratitude of the fact that one person in this world wants to share a smile with you, wants to share a cheap gift with you, whether it be from the dollar store because that's all that they can afford. It's not about the thing. It's about having gratitude for the fact that somebody cares about you. Okay. All right. All right. So what's crossing that energy, right, is like that. Oh my God. Okay, so we had the two tens. Now we have two nines. And what's crossing this energy, okay, of like what never allows that in are thoughts. Nine of Swords is all about thoughts that keep you stuck in your brain. They keep you up at night when you should be relaxing or putting your work into, or just like relaxing with your family. It's over fucking thinking about stuff, right? It's like, I would love to take my family out to dinner, but I only have $200 in my account and it's going to cost 70 to do this. It's like, if it feels right, go and do it. Stop doing this. This is what's going to prevent you from doing it. And then you have this Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. It's that they've been going on for so long. And if you're a warrior, you're going to get wounded at one point or another. So let's say that this is somebody who has all these business ideas in their mind, but they always get shot down. And it's because you're not coming across the people who can see your vision. Don't fucking worry about them. Okay. You have this one, and that's the only thing that matters. Focus on one. Okay. Focus on one, and then take that one idea. Do not let anybody like take your energy away by them saying no. It should fill you with energy by them saying no, because you're learning more and more of the people who you're not supposed to work with. Okay. It's such a blessing when somebody presents out of balance from you, out of frequency. If they can't see your vision, if they don't see you as a good partner, there is nothing more beneficial. There's no greater blessing than having somebody removed from your environment or in conflict with you. Do the thing that is going to honor you and that person, and allow for detachment, because the Emperor within is the thing that unifies, right? So these cards, they came out like this. It's like, these are the things that are good. These are the things that are getting in the way of the goodness. And this came out like this. Okay. This is the thing that makes the wheel turn. All right. So that these things can't get in your way anymore. It's like, this is the cohesion through the chaos. It's the connector. And the Emperor is like the partner to the Empress, right? Do you remember where the hell was the Empress? Right here in the things that work well. He's like, don't worry, boo. I got you. I'm going to get in the way of these little stupid things that are getting in the way of like, um, the lovers coming together and them being graced with this abundance from God. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's just so beautiful. I'm going to leave that at that. And then I'll do, that Oracle deck. Okay. And we'll get one little message from that. And that'll be it. That'll be it for this. Okay. Thanks for joining in with me. I think you'll find that there's a nerdy part inside of you that really enjoys these readings, okay? And doesn't want me to try to rush through them, okay? And even if you don't, I'm just going to speak that as the truth because that's the truth of what I want to create in my world. That's what I want. I obviously don't want people to watch these videos and be like, she's fucking crazy and like stupid and whatever. Oh, and what fell out as I was shuffling them back up? The star. When you wish upon a star, okay? It's like, isn't that what I was just saying? It's saying I am going to speak the words into existence of what I want to happen because I want my wish to be granted. The visions that I have for this world, for you, when we get to like share time with each other, it's like they're so beautiful. I just want to love on you, right? And see the world through what I see when I look at you. Okay, let me just pause. Last time I used this deck, this was where we ended up on after I shuffled them up and put them back in. So it's just a little reminder, that okay, we're gonna see what the message is for today. But the number on this is 33. It's just a reminder that there's magic all around us right now, especially today. There just seems like there's something magical, right? Okay. So let's just shuffle it up. And where it cut was on wild. And or no, I'm sorry, wind, but interesting. Like the wind is the wild, and they're only one letter apart, LMNOP. I was just thinking how close that separating letter, like wild instead of wind, is an L instead of an N. I was just thinking about how close they even are in the alphabet. Um, it's just we all have the desire to be at one with the wild, not scared of it. Okay, we're sick of this stupid world of like where we're always have to we're always having to try to clean up the messes of other things that we can't control. Okay, you cannot control the wild. You just need to learn to be at one with it. And I'm looking at this picture that I have hanging in my living room where it's a Stranger Things picture, and it's the four kids in the middle of the road on their bicycles looking up at this like crazy sky of like fire and black clouds with the big, if you know Stranger Things, it's like the big um Demogorgon cloud that sort of looks like a spider, right? It's like the dark. Um, it's beautiful, beautiful. All right, I'll show it to you maybe at the end of this, or I'll make it the cover. Okay. All right. So let's just see. Let's just see what's up. I'm gonna take that one because I feel like it was at the bottom. Yeah, and it wanted me to see it. No, not all that. Okay. Okay. I don't feel like Oracle decks need. I don't think you need like 500 Oracle messages. So I try not to go crazy on that. Okay. At the bottom is the giveaway. It's a 32 and that's a 5. Okay. It adds up to 5. 2 plus 3. I mean, I'm sorry. It's a 23 and it's a 5. Because 2 plus 3 in numerology is a 5. And that means change. Okay. And you cannot change without giving something away to the light to be transmuted. It's all about energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transmuted. So deal with that. This was the first one that came out, and this is the Luminous Warrior. It's 32, and I had just said 32 instead of 23. 3 plus 2 is 5. It creates change. The Luminous Warrior has to achieve enlightenment in order to see how to change. And it's not really that you can like actively plan out how to change. It's that you have to have enlightenment in order to see clearly. Okay. The medicine wheel, it's a 35. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 is this infinite loop. It's like taking an infinite loop, right? Like a circle and twisting it on itself so it looks like a figure 8. Okay. So it's about constantly moving around this circle. Normally, I have like a scrunchie around so I can show you this too. But just think about a circle. All right. And when you twist it, it's going to look like a figure 8, right? Like that. Okay. So it's about this point of intersection where it feels like there's conflict created here at a point of intersection, but really it's just this point that you cross over again and again and again as you're going around the wheel of infinity. And it's like, don't be scared by that point of integration. Just realize that that's the point of balance, or it's the point of at which you're like, um, oscillating between dark and light. Okay. Again, dark and light, not bad. Positive, negative, not bad things. It's like the facts of energetics, of a battery, of magnetism. Okay. It's just the point at which things transition. Whereas like in the book, that I read, which I highly recommend going through and watching that, called The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. She was talking about how in Dante's Inferno, this is kind of like what she based the book on. In Dante's Inferno, they have to go through hell essentially. And they have to go through Lucifer. They have to like physically go through the body of the devil in order to get to the point of transition, the middle point of the circle when it's twisted, right? It's like they're climbing down until they reach that middle point where the devil's hips are, and then it begins this climb towards ascension. Okay? It's like I get it. This is all weird and figurative and hard to imagine, but there's a point at which reality flips and you start climbing up again, right? It's like the equator. I don't really believe in the southern hemisphere because I've never lived there, but it seems like a fantasy land of like where the toilets spin in the opposite direction or whatever. It's like, so you have to realize that you only can go so far down and until you have to start climbing up again. Think about if you're walking around on a wheel. You never know when you reach the bottom because it always seems like you're walking. We're on a sphere, okay? We live on a sphere. Flat Earth, I understand that too. I understand that people aren't just stupid for believing in that, but we are on a sphere, so we never know what direction we're facing in if we're upside down, right? So it's just like watching an ant crawl around like a basketball or something. Just because we have gravity doesn't mean that the ant falls off the basketball just because it's upside down on it, all right? So anyway, we had all these things come out. We have water, 61, which is a 7. We have the sun, 53, which is another 8. We have the rainbow, 41, which is another 5. We have the journey, 29, right? 29, so 2 plus 9 is 11. And then 11 is kind of like a master number. So we just leave it at that. It's like divine guidance and leadership. The journey makes sense to be an 11 card for numerology. The Jaguar, 2 plus 8 is a 10. And that 10 is, again, it's just a 1 and a 0. So that turns into a 1. And a 1 is this leadership. And when I see the Jaguar card, it reminds me of the Hermit. And I don't really read the books and stuff like that. So I bet it probably is the Hermit. But the Jaguar sees in the dark. He's alone. But he's not alone by him. He's alone in his physical environment, sort of. But he is guided by an internal knowing of like how to find what he's looking for. And that's what the Hermit is. It's like the Hermit is powered by this, like they show the Hermit holding a lantern, right? And so if you think about that, it's almost like the enlightenment, like the luminous warrior we saw, like the disc of enlightenment. In the giveaway, we see this like illumination. And it's like the lantern only casts the light of what God wants you to see. It's only in the very next step that you're taking, okay? You have to go on intuition, and you can only go as fast as what you can see around you. So that's kind of the concept of it. And then you have the sacrifice, which is 44, which that's like a master number 2, and it's a very much angelic oversight. But even so, 4 plus 4 turns into 8. So again, we're seeing this repetition of like cycles that are constantly in evolution. But there's like this spiritual oversight. Okay. So the water is your emotions. All right. So 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 is a very lucky number. It's like spiritual oversight, guidance by God. And it's to get into your emotions. The water, we all share water. And I really, really want you to think about how like beautiful and gross this is. It's like the concept of how you treat your body and how the water is treated that we consume. Okay. I want you to think about the fact that we have to all share this stuff. This water goes through our bodies. We excrete it. It goes back into the water systems. That goes through like water treatment systems. Then we consume it again, whether or not you're putting it through a purifier. It doesn't change the essence of water. Water has memory. It doesn't matter what actual things are in it. You can't even like see what's in water because water is clear unless it's like actual physical dirt. But water can kill you without looking like it's dirty, okay? So we need to understand, overstand how we treat the water is symbolic of how we create world peace, because water is our emotions, okay? It's so fucking obvious. Stop being stupid just because it doesn't sound like something that's talked about in school. Do you see that? That's gotta be just like a piece of dust in the air. Okay. Do you see it? Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, it's just like a little light that's moving around in here. It could be a spirit orb, all right? If if we want to be like skeptical, we can just call it piece of dust. Um, but water is emotions, okay? And we are all connected by water. And please treat your body better and please treat your water better, because if I have to consume your water after it's gone through you, gone through the ground, gone through everything else, please be fucking responsible with that water, so I'm not always the one like transmuting water into positive energy to share with you. All right. The sun we had already talked about is like the solar plexus chakra. It's coming up again. It's an 8. It's infinite. It's always going to be there, at least in the world that we exist in. So honor it for what it is. It's burning itself to death just so that we can have life on this earth. Remember, sacred balance. The sun gives us life, but it is going to die because of the way that it lives its life. Okay. Jesus was the son of God, right? Let's learn how to create connections here. The rainbow is about seeing that white light is not just white light. Okay. If you look back here, you're not seeing all of it, but this is the chakra system. This is our internal white light system that when energy moves through our bodies, it's fractured up into these different frequencies. They all have different feelings and they all have different meanings. I don't care if you never heard it. I don't care if you think it's nonsense. It's the truth. Prove me wrong. It's ancient fucking truth. Okay? It's ancient truth. The journey is about what's finding out, what you can find inside of you to find out where you're going in this life. Okay? You're not going to survive it. You are not going to survive it. So do not mourn death. Do not fear death. It's inevitable. So do the right things. Live through wisdom of your crown chakra and your third eye. Okay? Stop drinking water with fluoride in it. It's calcifying your third eye. You have crystals, piezoelectric crystals in your third eye, in your pineal gland. Okay? Do the fucking research. I'm smart about these things because I listen and I look for the connections. Okay? If you don't believe that energy is created by pushing on crystals, go and do some research. Go do some research on electricity and energy and all these things. All right? See, but the journey is led by sacred wisdom that is always there. And it's by divine leadership. That's what the 11 is. It's like a partnership between you and the divine that will lead you into the complete unknown. And that's the safest place that you can be. Bam, because of the Jaguar. Again, it's like this is a 10, this is a 1. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like and feels like when you are in divine partnership with divinity and your animator. It seems like you're in the dark. It seems like you're a little bit scary. It seems like you're a little bit like weird maybe, and it seems like you are all alone. Okay? But when you're all alone, nobody's messiness gets in to like take your attention. Okay? Because if you're a jaguar and you are looking for prey, you don't want somebody distracting you by their foolishness. I'm saying like, hey, I noticed that you were all alone out here. Like, can we just talk about some stupid nonsense like the weather, or we can talk about like how dark it is out here today? Because like, ooh, all those scary sounds at night, and the jaguar's like, get out of here, bro. You're like screwing up my where I exist. But there's a sacrifice. There's a sacrifice in order to like be on the journey. And the sacrifice is that you have to go into isolation to find out the other people who are on path with you. You're not going to see them right away. You're not going to see them in the dark. You might sense them in your own security. You might sense that there's a security within you. But if you just go with what your mind is saying, it's going to freak out in fear. Okay. All right. You've got to, what just was that? What was that? Why did it seem like it was the same thing as the giveaway? Sacrifice. Where is it? Here. All right. Do you see? Do you see what that is? You're doing the same fucking thing. All right. This is a 5. This is an 8. It's talking about change. If you want to change, you have to give away the sacrifice of not knowing, just not knowing, period. It's up to the wind and the earth, right? These were what was under it. It's a vision quest, taming the wind. You can't tame the wind. All right. Okay. 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 You get it. You get it. This is the wild. All right. But you're safe as long as you don't get distracted by the things and the people around you. Sacrifice the idea that you know what's going to happen. Give it away to God. All right. And you'll be just fine. Okay. It's 55-25 right now. So I love you. Yeah, we're in change, but trust, I got you because God's got me. All right. So if you like this truth, things are getting very shifty, whether you see it or not. Things are very, very shifty. Okay. But I promise you, you'll be safe. Okay. All right. I love you. Bye.